Hello everyone, I want to do another altered playing card tutorial today. Of course I shared this one here on Sunday for the prompt that we've got going on in the Facebook group. We're doing ATCs and altered playing cards this week for the mini month of May prompt. I'll leave the link to this video here in the description box below for anybody who hasn't seen it and is interested in going and having a look. But I also shared these 3 napkins here. These are absolutely beautiful, so I'm going to try and do something with these because whilst I was at it on Sunday, I glued 3 more sets of playing cards together. Now mine are glued together in sets of 3. I just like mine to be a bit more sturdy so that they're not so flimsy. So I've got 3 sets of 3 glued together playing cards here that I'm going to have a play with. Now let's take this one here. Absolutely love this napkin. Now, before I start, I get asked this question all the time. Where do I source my napkins? I get a lot from the local supermarkets here in the UK. We're very, very lucky. In the party section, where all the greetings cards and wrapping paper and that kind of thing is, there's usually a good selection of napkins. They're usually about £2.50 for a pack of 20, so really inexpensive. I get quite a lot from the local supermarket. But also, if you search decoupage napkins on eBay, there are various sellers that sell them in packs of 4, either 4 of the same design or 4 individual designs that you can pick of your choice. And of course, because they're so lightweight, they're really inexpensive to post out to you as well. So do go and check eBay. Also, garden centres here are a great source for napkins and also decorative tissues. And Happy Mail. I mean, a lot of my napkins have been sent to me in Happy Mail. I think this one was probably from Happy Mail. I forget, I've got so many, I forget where they've all come from. But I'm going to start off with this one here. I absolutely love these butterflies. And I'm thinking that I can have that part of the napkin there. I just really like the text in the background. Of course, this side here would work equally as well, but I particularly like that part there. I've also got this napkin, and there are 2 parts of this napkin that I really like. I like this part here with the butterfly on it. So I think I'll probably have that part there. I also like the part with the bird. Now, I'm not going to fit the whole of the bird on. I like the feather. So again, I can glue that down, something like that. And that will be my set of 3. So let me just cut these down into smaller bits. And as soon as I've done that, I'll be straight back. Now I've cut the parts of the napkin that I want to use apart. And although I've used 2 different napkins, you can see that they fit together really nicely as a set. I'm just going to use glue stick to glue these down. As I did on Sunday, I'm just going to make sure that I apply plenty to the edges. Some of you were asking the question about did I need to sand them down. I don't find that it really makes a great deal of difference as long as you have got plenty of glue around the edges. Because napkins are so thin, I don't find I need it, but you know, if you want to sand them down, then you know, that's entirely up to you. Now this one here, whoopsie-daisy, is a really tight squeeze widthwise, so let's have a look. Let's pop this down. It does fit, so that's okay. I'm just going to slide this into place just like this. Of course, with glue stick, I've got a little bit of wiggle room. There we go. And I'm just very gently going to go over this with my bone folder. Of course, you could use a wet napkin and some matte medium. That would be fine. But I'm just doing it this way. There we go. So I'm just going to pop that off to one side to dry. And I'll glue these 2 down in exactly the same way. I trim these around the edges, I'm just going to give them a coat of matte medium just to protect them. So I'm just going to use a paintbrush to do that. You can see that I haven't trimmed around the edges yet. I'm just going to make sure that I press the edges down well using my brush like this. We've got no air bubbles in this one because I've already pressed them out using my bone folder, but this will just add a nice protective layer. So I'll do this with all 3. Now matte medium dries really quickly, and I'm just going to give these a quick blast with my heat tool, and then I'm just going to sandwich them in between a piece of deli paper. You could use parchment paper, and I'll weight them down underneath a heavy book just to flatten them out. Now, whilst these were weighting down underneath a heavy book, I took some other parts of the napkin as well. I glued these parts down. And what I'm going to do now is fussy cut these out. I think I'll use my thin nail scissors. Let me just cut these out into smaller pieces first. I used matte medium to glue these down, and again just weighted them underneath a heavy book. Now I always find when you're fussy cutting that it's just a little bit easier just to cut it down into a small piece first. I'm just going to pop these to one side for the time being whilst I deal with the edges of my playing card. You can see that we've got quite a lot of napkin overhang. I'm just taking an emery board and just sanding around the edges, and it will just give me a really nice smooth finish. It comes away really quickly and really easily, just like this. Before I start embellishing my playing cards, I just want to add this to this playing card here, just because this one looks plain in comparison to these two. I've just cut this out from this part of this napkin here. Now it's square. I'm not bothering to feather around the edges just because we've got lots of rectangular lines anyway, so that's fine by me. I'm just going to use a tiny bit of matte medium. Let me just put it onto a piece of deli paper just so that I can just use what I need. So I'm just going to apply that here like this. Let's line it up with the top of the diamond. There we go. And again, work my way out. I can trim the top, and that's added a bit more detail to that one there. I like how that looks. There we go. I'm just going to give that a quick blast with the heat tool. Once again, I'm just going to have to use my emery board just to take that excess away. Here we go. Here it comes. All nice and neat. And then let's start decorating these gorgeous altered playing cards. I'm just going to pop those to one side for a minute because I just want to ink around these gorgeous embellishments just to get rid of that white harsh line, which will help tie them into the playing cards better and give it a more seamless finish. So I'm just going to do this to all of them. Now I'm also going around the edge of my playing cards with some ink as well. So I'm using frayed burlap here, and then I'm just going to add a tiny bit of gathered twigs as well, which is slightly darker, but this will just give it more of a vintage and grungy feel. You see, I like that. And then I'm just going to use a tiny bit of gathered twigs as well, just around the very edge. You see, I like that, and you can see the difference. It just gets rid of that stark whiteness. Let's add the embellishments. Now I just want to add some 3D elements, and I was going to add the bird here, but I just don't like the way that it covers up the detail here, so I'm going to discard that one, and I've cut out another one of the butterflies. What I want to do is just glue some of these down. Now I'm just manipulating these just so that the wings stick out, and I'm just going to stick these down on top like this just to give the cards that 3D element. I'm going to add this butterfly here, which was cut out from, let me just find a napkin. So that was cut out from this napkin here, and I'm just going to glue that down there just like that. And then for this one here, I'm just going to add that butterfly, which ties everything together. And the way I'm going to glue these down is just by adding a tiny bit of 3-in-1 just to the center of the butterfly here, just a bit to the side as well, but not too much. I just want that 3D element, and I'm just going to glue these down just like that, and I think that will look absolutely gorgeous. And you can see that I've added distress ink to the backs of these as well, just because where they lift, I don't want it to be stark white. And I'm just going to do this with all of these, and I think that's going to make a beautiful set. got those in the right place, I'm just going to stick a piece of deli paper on top and weight it down with a heavy book. And here are my finished altered playing cards. I don't know whether you can see, I've added some antenna here just because it was easier to add it afterwards than it was to fussy cut them out. And I've just done that by using a Faber-Castell Pitt pen, just one of the fine nibbed pens, which is permanent. So I've done the same with all of these here. And if I tilt them like this, I don't know whether you can see that gorgeous dimension. It might be easier if I show you with this one here. I just love these. I think they're so pretty. Here we go. If I hold it like that, you can see the gorgeous dimension. Same with this one here as well. Just really pretty. Now I've decided to keep the backs plain. If you don't like that look, then feel free to add tea stained paper or coffee dyed paper if you want to. I personally like this look just because I like to see that they are altered playing cards, but of course you can do anything you like. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed today's short video and it's given you some more ideas for altered playing cards, stroke artist trading cards. This could easily be adapted for artist trading cards. But if you've enjoyed today's video, as always, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up because, as I always say, it really does let YouTube know that you like what I'm doing. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. And most importantly, thanks for watching. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. And before I go, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd really appreciate you pressing that bell button for notifications of my future videos. See you all again soon. Bye for now.